Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Divine Rebel. My name is Racy, and I'm going to be giving the message for you today. This is for Virgo and Virgoian energies for March. Okay, Virgo and Virgoian energies. So if you know your birth chart, this would affect the house in which Virgo rules, that specific area of your life. Okay, so I can give you some specific insights into that area of your chart. With that said, Virgo, the energy that you yourself are in for the month of March, we have the 10 of Wands. And this is feeling overburdened or overwhelmed with everything that's essentially on your shoulders. Feeling as if you have way too much to do. Okay. With the as above and so below energies, we have the movement of swords and the 6 of pentacles on top, and then we have the ace of swords clarified by the movement of cups on bottom. So with the movement of swords, or the knight of swords, with the 6 of coins on top, this is about you needing or wanting, right, desiring to communicate that you need help, equal giving and receiving, something that's balanced. I think that you may be giving way too much of your energy, or be feeling like you're giving way too much of your energy, and it's not fair. That the amount of energy that's expected of you, or the amount of energy you're putting out, the return is not fair. Even if you are getting some kind of return for your energy, it doesn't seem fair, right? For all that you're doing, it just doesn't seem fair. And I think there's a part of you that really wants to talk about that. And maybe, and I'm just getting this energy that maybe you can't, that maybe you feel like you'd be looking over your shoulder, at people who either from your past or remind you of your past, that you would repeat a past mistake. It's almost like not wanting to admit you're not Superman or Superwoman. You know what I mean? That if you would let that card show that you're human, that people would start to judge you in the position that you hold, right? Whatever that position is, whether it's work or parenting or, relationship. Maybe you're not the partner they thought you were. And, I think it's kind of like this fear of repeating the past tied in, where the underlying issue with the ace of swords and the movement of cups, I think the dark truth is that it makes you extremely emotional. I think that the emotions playing on you below the surface are a key in recognizing what is not working, right? What doesn't feel right and what's not in alignment. If the truth of the matter is you're not getting your dues, or you're not getting the return on something that you're, being pushed to invest in a lot of your time and energy, maybe the truth below the surface is that it upsets you to think that you don't want to do it, right? That you don't want to do it. And, or the truth is that you owe a huge apology. And that's the other energy I was kind of pulling on, that the emotional upset, it's almost like having to have a heart-to-heart conversation with someone about the dark truth maybe within yourself. Maybe having to have that conversation with yourself, that you put yourself in situations where you feel alone, like it's all on you. And maybe you've been built that way. Maybe life has shaped you that way. If you want something done right, do it yourself. You're better off alone. And I think this is maybe where the universe is testing you and letting you realize that you need people. You need help, right? You need to be able to not have to feel like some supernatural being, some Superman, Superwoman. I can handle it all. I will get it all done. Everything will stay perfect. I think that there's a certain part of you that needs to remember just how human you are, and that that's okay. Like, you need help. If you need help and you're being overburdened and you feel like your soul is about to crack, maybe it's time to call in help, right? Depending on the situation, you either maybe need to leave the situation altogether, or maybe have an emotional conversation, because these cards, the tarot, there's two knights or two communication cards, and the Ace of Swords is always about the truth. So, if you're feeling like there's too much on you, you need to be able to call in the people soul deep that are not going to judge you for being overburdened, who understand what you're going through, who get it. You know what I mean? So realize that you are not alone, and that if you need help, you can ask for it. If you have to have an emotional conversation, that's okay. Because as we get into the guidance cards, right? As we get into the guidance cards, the first one is the Perfume of Sophia, and she's been making quite an appearance already for these March readings. And her card is a reminder. It says, you will be able to sense the best timing and approach to take to create space for healing and resolution. Connect to your body and ground yourself in the here and now with body-friendly practices. You will find your way intuitively and instinctively, even through confusing circumstances where one moment you are sure the answer is no, and the next you are sure it's yes. Give up trying to figure out the answer right now and remain open with positive but relaxed expectation that clarity shall emerge spontaneously according to divine time. I'm specifically being drawn to where it's talking about, creating a space for healing and resolution, especially when I was talking about an apology. For those of you who need help and have maybe disconnected yourself from too many people, understand if you are getting pings for, yes, I should reach out to this person, or yes, I should have that conversation, it's been long overdue, or whatever the case is, and then you're getting this ping like, no, it's because it's not now, but it will happen at the right time. When spirit spontaneously causes things, it's because we reach little breaking points in manifesting, whether we decide to pursue something full force because the time is just right now. It's just right now, and there's no doubt about that, and we act, and or something happens spontaneously in order to propel us forward. So be aware that everything will happen in divine time for you. The universe loves you. It's all around you. The universe's love for you is literally in the air. So know that spirit is working with you to help you heal, so that healing can ripple, right? Which is your other guidance card. We got the healer from the Oracle of the Unicorns, and it's, you have powerful healing gifts, have faith in your abilities, stay true to your path as a healer. Remember why you do what you do and why you choose to heal things with certain people. Because it's not a matter of ego or pride or being right. If, people ask all the time, would you rather be kind or would you rather be right? Would you rather love and be loved or would you rather be right? And sometimes right, quote unquote, isn't always right. It's our ego wanting to not feel wrong. And Virgo being the perfectionist of the zodiac, it is very hard sometimes for Virgo to apologize. It is very hard for Virgo to apologize and say, you know what, I was wrong. And I'm sorry, right? I could have done that better. I could have handled this better. Instead of pushing you away, I really should have maybe tried to understand things from your point of view, and it's a completely different energy to be in. So be aware, Virgo, that you're on a mission of cooperation, which is your remember card. Okay. It says, remember, in your quest to manifest the energy of love, you realize that every person and experience has value. I think you're realizing, honestly and truly, just how important it is that you work with other people, that other people work with you for a common goal that is in the highest good of all, right? That there's an equal give and take with you and everyone else in your experience. You're not superhuman, okay? You're just human. We make mistakes. We think we can do it all on our own when we need help. It's okay to have made such a miscalculation for maybe so long. Maybe you've been making this miscalculation for a very long time, thinking you can do it on your own. And if you didn't like the way somebody else was doing it, you'd rather be right and cut them loose than seeing things from a different perspective. Things are allowed to change, and we have to take steps to do that. Being able to take the steps one at a time is the light of Virgoian energy. This is about taking the steps, Virgo, to get the help you need, to rectify whatever the past is that you need to talk about moving forward, to let the emotional truth exist that you need help, that you can't and or don't want to feel like you're doing everything alone. You need cooperation, which means you also need to cooperate. You need to cooperate. Not everything is going to go perfectly the way you planned it or the way things were planned all the time. Some things just aren't planned, no matter how much planning you do. And maybe this is the bigger lesson, especially if you've been in situations where you either blew up or acted irrationally because the plan was falling apart. And maybe it wasn't anybody's fault that the plan fell apart, and you made it someone's fault because you'd rather, be right. Have it the way that it was planned because that's what makes the most sense. That's what makes you the most comfortable. Knowing what the plan is and sticking to it makes you comfortable. That's okay. But not going according to plan is kind of a part of life. And so it's how you deal with the not according to plan moments that start to define your reality. Understand how the not gone as planned moments in your life and how you reacted to them actually shifted your reality, maybe put you in a position where you need help and now you don't have it. Right? Start there and allow yourself to be the healer. Allow yourself to have the emotional conversations. Allow yourself to heal things that fell apart and didn't go according to plan. Allow yourself to let the burdens of doing everything alone and according to plan perfectly go. Allow yourself to go with the flow more. Make it a definitive decision to go with the flow more and not freak out or overreact when things aren't going the way you planned. Okay? I hope that helps. I really hope that helps you for March. So until next time, guys, Divine Rebel Racy signing off. I love you all very much. Remember to love each other and most importantly, love yourselves. Bye.